What is going on YouTube? Today I'm going to show you 5 non-exotic pets you can use in PvP. They each have a unique ability, and I will probably make a separate video for exotic ones in the future. So if you're looking for exotic pets, check the description. I'll probably put it there whenever I make it. But until then, let's get into the non-exotic ones. Firstly, before we get into it, let's discuss a website called Petfollow. Now, it isn't actually petattack.com, so I'll leave a link in the description below for the exact website. Basically though, it's a Wikipedia of pets, all of their abilities, and where to find them. Now then, my top 5 picks for PvP, starting with number 1, in no particular order, the Feathermanes. New and introduced in 7.2. Now this one gives you a slow fall ability. You now have your own slow fall. I know, right? That's awesome. There's one problem though. There's a little thing you gotta do before you can actually tame one of these. You have to level your Beastmaster weapon until you get Concordance. So yeah, that could take a while, but basically after you get that, and after you complete the Legion Fall campaign and get flying, after you complete that and get your flying mount, you're then able to buy a tomb for 1,000 Order Hall resources. Wow! But that'll be awesome once you can get it. It's not the most needed ability because obviously you can disengage right before you hit the ground if you have it, but Survival do not have disengage baseline. It is a good option to pick, and BG's the other ones that aren't terrible. Trailblazer is pretty nice for getting around as much as people might hate to hear that. This is just another option though. Just cool that they added something like this. It's I have not captured one myself, so I cannot really say much on it, but I am leveling my weapon to try. I'm working on it now. Alright, and for the second pet, let's discuss what I would say is probably the most important pet to have. If you're gonna pick one of these on the list, this should probably be the one, and it is the Nether Rate. Basically, the Nether Rate gives you Time Warp. That's right, I said Time Warp, not Bloodlust, not Heroism, but yeah, if you're standing in the middle of Temple Mogu, your entire party gets a massive haste buff. Now, if I see I have a shaman and a mage on my team, I usually don't open with this pet, but honestly, if by the first time I have died, they have not used Bloodlust, then I'm going to pull this pet out and probably use it on my next big engagement. The third pet I want to introduce you to is the Direhorn pet. This one I'm not 100% sure how useful it is. I'm still testing it out. It gives you a reflective barrier, but it's not a barrier that goes all the way around. It's just a barrier that covers like one side. So you kind of have to angle yourself behind the barrier, I guess. What I have been doing is if there's a spell I want to reflect, I'll make my pet attack that player, and then I'll try to just juke behind my pet. Usually my pet ends up in front of the player, unless for some god knows reason he's just in the middle of nowhere and ends up on the opposite side of it. But yeah, if you can get it set up right, you can reflect some pretty neat things with this barrier. I feel like a lot of things glitch through it though, and I'm just throwing that out there. Now, you can't tame a Direhorn right out of the gate. You do have to go farm a Zandalari tomb, which you can basically get from farming the Zandalari humanoids on the Isle of Giants, which is just north of the island of Pandaria. There's a small little island above it. Yeah, just fly out there. Depends on your luck. Could take you 5 kills, could take you 250 kills. But yeah, you get that tomb and then you can tame the Direhorns. And the fourth pet I have for you here is a Crane. Now this one is only really useful if you're on comms with people, because you cannot res somebody if they release with your pet's res. Just putting it out there. So most people release when they die. If you have a way to communicate though, and let them know not to release and that you will res them, this is a pretty good pet to have on hand. But it is battle res, so don't get your hopes up, alright? Quick shout out to Moths, as they also share the res ability. The fifth pet I want to share with you is Warp Stalkers. Warp Stalkers have a 50% movement speed slow. Most people probably have a spider for this, as they share the same ability, and I'm pretty sure crocodiles do too. I just don't roll with a spider because I have a tad bit of arachnophobia. So fuck that. But yeah, those are my top 5 pets. Quick mention for the 50% damage reduction pets, the 30% dodge pets, and the mortal wounds pets. Anyway, check out Petmoveto, have a look at the abilities, see if you find one that you like, maybe bring a couple of these into your next PvP game, and I'll leave a macro in the description that is basically a dismiss and then call pet. So my pet summon commands basically become like a warlock's, where I can just resummon without having to dismiss. It just dismisses and then summons. Yeah, I'll leave that macro in the description below. But anyway, have a good one guys, and as always, good luck in the BGs. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more wacky content, and drop a like if I'm on the right track and you're having a good time. Anyways, have a good one guys, and Godspeed.